welcome along to part 6 in my series where I talk about Action Comics, the only UK comic for kids that was banned in 1976. Now this episode takes you more into the post-ban era. Now this era was after the comic got banned in late 1976. It came back in a very much neutered and watered down version, and these ones I will take you through what was exciting in these comics, or maybe unusual in the comics, and take it a sort of like a bit of an overview of them. It does make me think when I do these videos, which I'm really amazed by the people who get in touch with us to do with these comics, and I'm amazed but not amazed, because the following it has is a big following, and if you know these comics, you love these comics, and it's just that simple. So yes, so I'm going to start off with action number 67 and see how far I get with that, and we'll see how much we can do in this episode. It might have to get split into two for the rest of the post bans, but we'll see as we get into it. Okay, so number 67 is the 25th of June 1977. Now this comic here was the first one to feature any game that was in the post-ban era. There was a game in the pre-ban era, which was Magnum Force game, and also I think you got a poster as well in the pre-ban. But this is the first one in the post-ban. So if you ever get this, if you're ever looking for this issue, be sure to make sure it has all the pages intact, because, excuse me, there's a few bits that people could cut out of it if they did make the comic up to make this game over 4 comics. So yes. So what you would get in the comic is, you got on the back, you got these cards here, so that could be taken off, and also the center pages, which they would be taken out as well. So yes, it's for these next 4 comics, make sure you do get the full version of this this comic. Of course, I'm having trouble trying to get the center pages, but there you go. So yes, so you made up this game and you played it, and I did make the game up and play it. This is why these 4 in this are from, I bought them off eBay, and I did take them to get, because I didn't need to get this. You know, when you're younger, you do tend to cut these things up, but I would never do that now, obviously. So I've got these in their full versions. So yes, so also as well, there's two new strips, and these strips are School for Survivors, which is a funny one because it was a little bit like Lord of the Flies, and also it was quite a little bit violent, and it was also a little bit towards a sort of very weak version of the Kids Rule OK. And the only thing I'd say about the School for Survivors is that when it got into, when they made it and it got into it, the art on it was pretty poor. In fact, it was rubbish. And also you got this fella here, this Jinx Jackson. Try saying that after 10 pints. And excuse me. This it was following somebody who was an intrepid photographer for a newspaper, I think. I don't have any recollection of it, if I'm honest, and it's one of the ones that I probably didn't even really read when this came out in the post-ban era. The next one is number 68, and it is the 2nd of July 1977. This another one features the big 6 game. Now, the reason it was called a big 6 game was there was 6 comics, like Whoopee, there was maybe Monster Fun, and they all did their own version of a game. An Action's version was the Hook Joe's Gold, and similar to the previous comic, you would get this comic and you would cut it up, and you would take the center pages out, and you would stick them all together on a board, I would imagine, and you would do the game and play the game. Like I say, I did play the game, but I don't have any recollection of what it was all about. I wouldn't want to play the game now, or the only way I would play it is if I photocopied the whole lot and then stuck it together as a photocopy and played it, but I don't think that that's really something that I would do at this point. Also, action changed from 7p to 8p in January 1977. I did mention that in my other video that I didn't know when it did, but that's a little thing to say that's when it actually did change over. So the next one is number 69, and it is this 9th of July 1977, and another big 6 game, so be careful of them centre pages. If you are after this comic, make sure it has, you ask the seller if it has every single page in it, because and I think in here there's an advert for the goodies, and I think it's goodies books, and you can get bars of chocolate with it as well, which is a strange one. And there's part 3 of Hook Joe's Gold. I mean, this would look nice put together. I don't believe that. Now Hook Joe here, its episode is starting to get, like I say, the artwork in it is pretty good. I don't remember this story. I'll have to start looking through these and seeing what the story is. I don't really remember it at all. But I do think that sometimes the Hook Joe is starting to get a little bit more, with a bit more life in it. The artwork is really good. There's no blood in it, of course, and he's not in the centre pages at all. It's still him out of the centre pages, which is a travesty in my eyes, but there you go. He's probably still in the bar books with Mary Whitehouse. Number 70 is the 16th of July 1977, and it is part 4 of Hook Joe's Gold. So this is the last part, so you need to get another thing, you need to find out if this comic is complete before you buy it. And also, as well as the fact of the centre pages being the Hook Joe's Gold, you have a thing in here which is, it tells you how to assemble the game. And it tells you that. It probably gives you the rules as well on how to assemble it and how to play it. So yes, so if anybody ever did play that game, I would like to know in the comments below what it was like. Was it worth it? Did you enjoy it? Did you, as I did, look back on it and then look at when you've done it and probably lost all the bits and it probably didn't play as well as you thought it did? Did you then look back at your comics and think, what have I done? I know I did. So number 71 is the 23rd of July 1977. Now this here unfortunately puts Look Out for Lefty back in the centre pages. He is now in colour, and it should have been a great opportunity for them after the Hook Joe Gold game to then bring Hook Joe back into colour, but they didn't, unfortunately, and it did go back for Look Out for Lefty. In fact, Spinball, Hellman would have been much better in the centre pages. Look Out for Lefty seems to be the worst strip for me to actually put into that, to give the luxury of having the colour centre pages. So yeah, so just to show you what I mean, there's your Look Out for Lefty back in the centre pages, and also the School for Survivors artwork for some reason just looked really like substandard, because some of the even in the post-ban era, some of the pictures, the drawing they had for the Action Comics is brilliant, but some of the ones that have, especially School for Survivors, is just really like basic, as if it's some kind of like somebody who's not experienced enough to do this type of thing. Were they cutting corners? Were they better artists in 2000 AD? Who knows? Number 72 is the 30th of July 1977. Now this is one of them covers where it features Jinx Jackson, which to me, I don't really know that that's somebody I would want to put in the cover of Action. It also says exciting news inside, which is sometimes one of the worst things you can see in a comic, because when they put exciting news in it, it means that they're going to do something which is really not exciting. It's like horrendous as well. Although I don't actually know what the exciting news was. I'll try and find that for you now. Sometimes they'll do that and they don't even... Spinball was quite good at this point, and the characters in there and the clothes that they had, or the suits that they had for their particular, I think it might have been Kniegal's Eagles. School for Survivors looks pretty poor again. The Loner was not a bad strip. So I'm trying to find this exciting news. Hook Jaw's not too bad in this one. It's getting to be, looks to be quite an exciting one actually. And well, if there was exciting news in it, I don't really know what it is because I can't find it. So yeah. So that's yeah, I don't know anything about that. So that's a bit of a maybe they got the thing wrong. So yeah, so the next one is 73. It's the 6th of August 1977, and this was quite a good a comic here because it has this exciting Spinball booklet inside, a pull-out booklet which you can get from the centre pages. Another one is beware that this one must have the centre pages in for it to be complete, because a lot of people, include myself, would have took this out, would have had to go back to get a one off eBay to make sure this was complete. So a good use of the centre pages to put some colour in there and get rid of look out for Lefty in the centre pages as well, in my eyes. So yeah, the Spinball booklet is an excellent booklet, and it tells you all about the different characters in it. You've got Joe Taggart, Yo-Yo Divine, Kid Curry, Ape Larson, Posh Parker and Tex Norton. I think they were, if you can imagine as a team, they were a really good team actually. Although it doesn't mention Steel in there, which is a bit strange. And you get, like, on the other side, you get everything to know, but you need to know about Spinball. And also it's got the rules of Spinball as well. It tells you all about how, if you ever wanted to play it yourself, which, yeah, let's set up a pinball game, a Spinball thing in your back garden. So the next one is number 74, which is the 13th of August 1977. Now this one here, it's really odd that it's got things in here. It's on about Hellman. It's a pretty decent cover. I'm not saying it's not, but for some reason they should have mentioned the fact that this was a massive thing to happen again. I'll tell you why. Because inside, lo and behold, the first time since the comic was banned in October 1976, Hookjaw is back in colour. Now he's also back in colour on the back as well. Now don't you think it would have made sense to put that on the cover, put a good thing of Hookjaw on the cover and said, we have got him back in colour where he belongs. I wouldn't say there's any blood in it at all, but it's great to have this fella back in colour where he belongs. And it's been a long time since he was gone. A good few months. So that was the first time since number 36. The next one is number 75, and it's the 20th of August 1977. Now this one as well, Hookjaw was in colour as well. again, and I think Hook Joe remained in colour for most of the rest of Action, which is great. You've got the loner on the cover there, and you've also got Hook Joe. You've got Hook Joe on the back in colour, and it's getting, I would say, more adventurous. It's never going to be what it was at all. I would have loved it to got back to what it was, but the fact that it's actually there and you can see little bits of blood is, well, better than nothing. You know, you can see things like that which you wouldn't have seen when Action came out on the postband. The first postbands were you barely got to see Hook Joe, never mind anything that had resembled any, you know, blood or anything, or any injury damage. The next one is number 75, and it is, sorry, number 76, and it's the 27th of August 1977. Now this one is one of my really good cover. This one, I really like this cover, and Cannibals of the Deep, and it's one of the ones that it stood out. That should have been something which showed a bit of Hook Joe going back into colour. And is this the end for Hook Joe, to be torn apart by his own kind? So yep, he's back in colour again. As well, this set of the colour versions of Hook Joe in this run of the post-band stories, the colour in it's really good actually. They've matched the colour up quite well, because sometimes it could be a little bit blurry. But this one there's some excellent artwork, and it does make up for the fact that Hook Joe is lacking very much in is what he was. But the fact you got him like this was some form of consolation anyway. The next one is number 77, which is the 3rd of September 1977. You've got Dredger on the cover there. Even things like shooting the guns. The fact that it's back on the cover makes you just think maybe they were trying a little bit to get back to what they were, and knowing they would never achieve that, but maybe they were like trying to sort of push things a little bit. I don't know if somebody was keeping an eye on them. I would imagine somebody was keeping an eye on them. So this one here is, you've got Hook Joe's in colour as well again, and he's also for 4. He's not on the back, but he's in the centre there, and he's also for 4 pages as well. So this like making his episode last a little bit longer. And also as well, you had Spinball in here, which was starting to get just a little bit more. There was a lot more going on there, a lot more action, and a lot more, not blood, but more like, you know, like spills and balls hitting people and that. Which obviously, if you remember that Spinball, the ball that was like getting hit with a cannonball when it got shot out of the cannon onto the pitch. The next one here is number 78, and it's the 10th of September 1977. Now this is another one where you just get like Jinx Jackson on there, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know, I'll have to reread these ones, but I don't know if this is something that would ever interest me at all. I don't know. I don't really know why they even put that one. Maybe it might have been a good one, but in this one, the Spinball story, you've got your Hook Joe in colour, which is great, and the Spinball story here is quite good for the fact that it is the Kniegal's Eagles, which is the team that Joe Chagger plays for at the moment. The boss of it, Kniegal, he is. That's the end of him. He's finished now, and they have to move on to another something else, which you'll see in the next. Spinball, for me, I did used to like the fact of the story in it. The action was a bit, well, you know, it wasn't what it used to be, but I think the storyline of Spinball was probably one of the best ones in the comic at this period. The next one is number 79, and it's got a great cover. It's one of my favourite covers there. It's all about the team that was Kniegal's Eagles, but what's happened to them since Kniegal is gone. Let's see, because in the comic it shows you that you had, if I can find it, the story like went back to a bit of a zero, ground zero thing on it to sort of rebrand it as the Spinball Slaves. Now I don't know why they call it Spinball Slaves. Probably was still incarcerated for some. Joe Taggart and his team stand trial for their lives, and they would probably have to get. It's a different artist in this one, a brilliant artist. And I did used to like these big chunky versions of Spinball and the whole team and that, and I like the artwork for that, really did. And it makes us really want to start looking through these ones again. It does, to see what the whole Spinball saga was. Hook Joe looks brilliant again in colour, and you've got another four pages of that. And these stories here probably were quite good little stories, although it's been meant, it was probably round about the time it was released, that it was the last time I really read these stories. So I'm going to leave that there for now. I will be finishing off Action probably on the next episode. I didn't want to make this one too long for you, because if I did finish it off to the rest of them, it would take far too long. But the next one will probably include as well some talk on Battle Action and what happened when Action merged into Battle Action. It was the beginning of the end, basically, but how did it fare when it was battling against the other stories that were already in battle? So yeah. So anyway, so thanks for watching, and I really appreciate all the comments I'm getting on these videos. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you'd like to. And I will be doing more comic collections later in a different videos. So thanks again for watching, and appreciate your time. Okay, take care.